Let's welcome Scott Cupit into the Jazz FM studio and talk about Swing Patrol.
Hi, Nigel. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. Well, I guess the most of us came across Swing Patrol from Dragon's Den. So how long ago did you actually do that?
It was just a few months ago now, and it certainly gave us some profile that we would never have had before. And it's been an amazing journey since. Just a crazy amount of things have happened.
I wince when I see people going through that kind of pressure. Is it really that bad in your life?
It was terrifying, and I couldn't sleep beforehand, and then I was so emotionally drained afterwards I could barely hold a conversation. Yes, it is harrowing, but it's it's a great life adventure. You have to do it.
Okay, so you got an investment
Yes.
from there. How has that changed the business for you?
Well, Deborah Meaden decided to be involved with Swing Patrol, which was fantastic, and Deborah obviously loves dancing and has a good eye for business as well, as there's no doubt about that. And she's been absolutely fantastic. She hasn't put deadlines on us, and she hasn't sort of forced the issue in any particular area, but Deborah has opened some doors in terms of venues we want to meet, big owners we want to meet about this and that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things still in the pipeline, but it has changed in terms of just our presence and our brand, for starters. A lot more people coming swing dancing, and it's exciting times.
And you were saying the demand has just rocketed since then, hasn't it?
We can't believe it. Like, sell-out events everywhere. Most of our classes are full, and lots of more corporate dancing. Like, people actually want swing dancers now, not ballroom dancers for us. So we're quoting a lot for Christmas gigs. So it's really exciting times.
And younger people.
Our age bracket at class is like 25 to 35. There's variances on both sides, but it's a very young crowd. It's the cool East Londoners coming out dancing, every night of the week. It's amazing.
Wow, but it is lovely. We'll come to it in a more generic sense in just a minute. We can explain it all, but you're going to have like a tour going on, aren't you?
That's right. As part of the the aftermath of Dragon's Den, we decided that with all this media attention, wouldn't it be great if we took Lindy Hop around the country? And it was a collaborative effort with all these local scenes for Edinburgh and Manchester, and we've got one this weekend tonight, in fact, in Birmingham. And so it's been great. So obviously we've got a sponsor for that, called Keds, the shoe brand. Which we all wear anyway as swing dancers, and so it's worked really well. So hopefully that's getting more people dancing, and it's just a great night, very beginner friendly. We make sure there's games, we make sure people don't walk in and feel like alienated. There's a taster lesson at the start, so it's a really immersive experience, we hope.
Okay, Jitterbug, Lindy Hop, swing dancing. You hear all these things. So take us through it. Give us the lesson. Swing dancing is the generic.
Now remember, in any art form, 10 people will tell you 10 different things. Okay. But the way Swing Patrol explain it is, swing dancing is the umbrella word, like Latin dancing. There's not a dance called Latin. There's a whole bunch of great dances in that umbrella. So swing dance is the umbrella word. The mother of all swing dancers is the Lindy Hop. All right, there's a lot of other great dancers, collegiate shag, bell bowler, and so forth, which we also do. The nickname of the Lindy Hop is the Jitterbug. Now, some people will tell you that they're slightly different dancers, but Frankie Manning, I remember him telling us that it was just the nickname. So there you go. Swing dancing is the umbrella word. The main dance, the core dance that people want to learn is the Lindy Hop, and its nickname, affectionately known as the Jitterbug.
Okay, so let's clear that one up.
Hope that helps.
Tell us about Frankie Manning.
Well, Frankie Manning is known as the father of Lindy Hop. He was a wonderful and gracious man. And of course, he was the most talented troupe member in the original troupe back in the day in the Savoy Ballroom in New York. I was lucky enough to work with Frankie when he was alive. So we all celebrated his 100th birthday just this year in New York, so we went and had a big festival. Frankie features in all the great old clips. If you watch the old movies and so forth, there was Frankie dancing front and centre. And but more than that, he's like the leader of the swing dance Lindy Hop community.
Well, I YouTubed it, and I've got Hell's a Poppin' in front of me, and it 1941. It is amazing, the energy.
And a lot of people think it's sped up, but that is actually the actual pace, and that's his troupe, of course, and he was the chief choreographer, and they trained for 3 months behind the scenes, in Hollywood. And in that time they weren't allowed on set when the white dancers with white actors were on stage. The black dancers had to wait. We had to deal with all that, yet dance so incredibly. So it's a very special clip, and everybody that's the iconic clip for a Lindy Hopper.
The fitness side of me was going, impact, look at that, that's high impact.
Well, there's lots of aerials, of course, so Lindy Hop is known for its its lifts and air steps and aerials and so forth, so Frankie was at the forefront of all of that.
And you're just back from Strictly, so you've got a real relationship going on with the BBC then.
Yes, I know. Amazingly, I'm choreographing at the moment. Anything related to Lindy Hop or Charleston, they get outside sort of professionals in.
Yeah.
And so currently I'm working with a wonderful choreographer named Jenny Thomas, and we're teaching Judy Murray and Scott Mills how to Charleston. So...
Knowing the latter, good luck with that. That's really funny. But okay, so that's great. So you got this tour going on, and does that mean people can come along and
yeah, of course. It's
try it out.
It's you can turn up at the door. You need no experience. You can come with some friends, or you can come alone. Like we do these things. We do the taste lesson at the start, and we say hello to two people you don't know. We want to make sure that anybody can come off the street and go, you know what, it's time to try something new. And as you said, great fitness, great exercise, great way to meet some friends. I've just been to a swing patrol wedding the other day, you know, all sorts of things can happen in a community with dancing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anybody's welcome. It doesn't matter what age you are either. Whether you're 10 or 90, there'll be something to do. And there's performances, there's a floor show. So if you're feeling a bit nervous, there's a bar. You can, you know, grab a beer and then enjoy a floor show. You don't have to feel this pressure to dance all night.
Okay.
We also are quite clever. As we say to the band, there's going to be a lot of beginners there. No beginner wants an 8-minute tune. We want no tunes over 3 minutes. So there's a few little carefully manicured things to make sure it's very beginner friendly.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to get you to show me a basic step in a minute, because I think
that'd be a
pleasure. Really cool thing to do.
No problem.
What's your favourite? This is going to be difficult. People ask me what my favourite song is all the time, but what would be, you know, your favourite thing to dance to that perhaps people might know?
Look, there's so many, and actually I've been commissioned to write a book on vintage swing, so I just wrote my top 10 tunes. So to pick one out, maybe there is a tune called Lindy Hopper's Delight. Naturally, I'm a Lindy Hopper more than anything else. By Artie Shaw, so that's a great tune, but there's so many, from Flying Home to, you know, Shiny Stockings was Frankie Manning's favourite tune, and all of us love Shiny Stockings, which is one of Ella Fitzgerald's tunes, so any of those you can put up there.
All right, let's have a little dig in and play something. You're going to have to come back and
all right.
tell us how you're getting on. I sense there's something big about to happen. It's already starting to happen.
We sort of feel it too. Like, you know, before Dragon's Den, I doubt if we would have got a sponsor. You know, suddenly to think our little dance school, it was only 5 years ago, I kid you not, we were standing outside the tube station handing out flyers. We had no Google ranking, no students. I couldn't even pay my rent in London. You know, it was a really tough, this is a tough city, you know, to get anything going, let alone share an art form you love.
Yeah.
And to think 5 years later we actually got funding on Dragon's Den, you know, I'll never take it for granted, because I know how hard it was for us 5 years ago. So yeah, I think there's a wave of excitement that even my team who have been with us, they can't believe it.
Good for you, Scott from Swing Patrol.
Thank
Come
you.
see us again.
I'd love to. Thanks so much, Nigel.
Great.